And we're back for the 3D sculpting part of the thing. I don't know if that Emilius lives in the Tomb Raider style makes any sense there right now. I should probably remove it. I should come up with something, but again I'm saving this VOD on YouTube, so I don't want anything too intrusive. I don't know how to make like some timed announcements or anything. So we're back with this guy. I'm not too satisfied with especially this kind of plaque here that looks too long and looks like it's melting. And from the top I feel like this one too could be less wide. But in the end it's gonna make these even longer. This pointy part I don't think is normal. Again, it's a fantasy character anyway, but I feel like I'm not going for realism or anything, but I feel like it should be at least a coherent, cohesive sort of design. I'm really not sure what to do with this guy as a character. Right now I'm making him more like just an animal. I don't know what exactly would make him a character. He's quite unfinished for the time being, but there's a long way to go with him. Hopefully not that long. I'd like to finish him this week. What did I do with the freaking materials? For some reason I did something that affected the materials, and it's not what I wanted. This too, why am I affecting the material? Is this going to freaking crush? Is it already? That's not how it should work, for God's sake, what the fuck is happening? Yeah, I'm live, stream elements. Thank you for noticing. The stream went down for a second while I was away, cause everything crashed, the game crashed. It's so funny that I'm trying to close down things properly and things just fucking crash. I was saying or trying to say that I don't know exactly what to do to make this guy more of a character and less of just an animal. He is supposed to be an animal. Again, this is probably not definitive. I don't know if I'm really going to use this medallions sort of designs. I might go more for the orb approach. Which was always the original idea, but I sort of tried this sort of medallion design the other day. I think it was like on Sunday, Saturday. I don't even remember. I'm more into the idea of an orb. A series of orbs. Ergol's going to be collecting them from guys like this guy. Mostly magical creatures of the forest. Not just a forest. He's going to visit different biomes, so to speak. Kind of in the last minute, collecting the last few ingredients that they need for the spell. Again, I did some texturing in these top ones, the spine ones, that I still haven't done in these other ones. I think it's going to be look a bit more unified when I do. I'm of course going to give textures and scales and stuff like that to the whole body. This is just some of the early stages. Is the stream still working? I hate the way I sound, for God's sake, such a horrible monotone voice. I never liked my voice, and I sounded even worse than this before. I don't mind this so much, but there's something horribly monotone. I hated the way I used to sound. People couldn't tell me apart from my mom over the phone. Well, that was some years ago, but probably many years ago. And I always hated that. Now I have a lower voice, but it's horribly monotone. I don't know if I should do something to sort of brim, if I could texture it too, maybe with the crinkle, what the hell is it called? Crumple. I can never find the fucking brush, I can never remember what it's called. To give it a bit of a texture, but maybe that's not even worth it to do in the actual sculpt. Maybe I can just do like a bump in the render sort of stage. I know if these ones are too big, this could go a bit more on this side. This plaques I'd like to texture maybe with the fucking crease. Where's the crease? To make something a little bit on the realistic side. To do something like this that I cannot even see, I should raise the intensity. something like this. Does that make any sense? Oh. I'm just trying out what it could be like. I don't hate it, I don't love it either, but it's some kind of texture because of this that's kind of how those scales, those blacks, those whatever the hell in the brim in the rim sort of are, and that's how they sort of work. So I probably should do something kind of like that. This one is a little bit colliding too much with the... Oh right, I have to remove that one that got duplicated from the masking. It masked both sides of the shell because of the way just masking works. Is this sticking out too much? Are they all? This I should probably... take out a little bit because it was colliding a bit too much with that one. How do I isolate this one? Okay, that was easy. Then I split hidden. But it's not gonna let me because of the subdivision. Oh my god. Split hidden. Delete this one. Re-subdivide these. Okay. That's better. I'm glad that I remember doing that because it's the kind of thing that I tend to forget. It's the kind of thing that I always leave for later, and at some point I forget completely. And I have rendered the turntable animation, I've made the final beauty renders, I've made everything, and only then I notice. Is a material thing turned on? It's not even on. Why are you doing this? I'm gonna save. I never save lately. Just decided to crush, as it often does. Could it be kind of a pain? Why does it keep doing the material thing? I'm going to reset all brushes. I don't know what have I done. I was thinking of sort of welding all of the parts together and try to fix this a little bit. Again, I'm really unhappy with this, but maybe I don't have to do anything too drastic. I can just adjust these scales with this blacks, just whatever they are, a little. These are a bit long, they're like a weird sort of tear shape. These are small. It's all very regular. I'm just eyeballing the thing, I'm not even copying like a proper real design. Again, I keep facing the problem of how am I gonna make this guy more of a character, less of an animal. I don't want to give him like clothes or any actual sort of human attributes. I briefly considered like a kind of a Fu Manchu kind of mustache or something, but I feel like there's something too much like that in like Kung Fu Panda or something. I don't want to do anything too strange. Pretty much the way I envisioned it is just one big fucking turtle that talks. So I don't know if I should try anything weird in terms of Is the stream still good? My screen just sort of glitched. I don't know if it's the HDMI splitter that I'm using. Or what is it? I don't know if I should bring this really lower and tighter to the surface of the actual shell. I don't want them to look like they're hovering. This one is a bit precisely sort of hovering, and it's too tight, too close to the others here. I don't like spending too much time massaging the same things, but I guess this has to look good, has to look organic and sort of even in my style and in the whatever, because it's not going for realism or accuracy to the actual animals, but I don't want for anything to look completely wrong. I don't really want to weld the legs to the rest of the whole body together, because the one thing that's gonna be easier for me to sort of pose him and break him apart for the rigging and the animation is that it's separate parts. But I don't want to have weird seams in weird places either. I don't know what I should do about the bottom of the shell. I don't want to necessarily do the same as the top. I should do some kind of texturing. Obviously, even if it's most likely not going to be even visible. Here I feel like I can do just some creases with the brush here. I don't know what I'm doing. Thought of making just some sort of a soft crease, and that's about it. Maybe following the shape more closely. I don't know if I should. Oh. Is that a better placement for the leg? I don't know if it is. I might keep making some of these characters for a while. The animal characters are sort of easier for me right now, because the other sort of wizards and whatever I have to sort of design. They're more design heavy. These are just animals. Is that too soft? It is very soft in here. Is this even going to show? Yeah, So it's kind of visible from here. Is it too sharp of a crease in here? Well, the corner sure is not, but I don't know if I should switch to the red wax. I feel like the red wax causes more compression problems, because red is hard to compress, but sometimes it's easier to view what the actual shapes are like. I don't know if I should soften maybe here. Not just soften, but sort of flatten this area. That's not looking great. If I polish, I should try to not go on the same tangent as the other day. Just the word polish made me ramble about something that I shouldn't even talk about. The freaking focal shift, can I reduce it to the minimum? This is really not helping. I don't know if I should reinforce the crease here again. I feel like it's not even applying it in the upper part. I think I lost it or softened it too much here too. After the polishing. The lazy mouse is way too lazy. Is that even visible? I am not loving this. If I inflated it a little bit to increase the creasiness, not like that, not all the way like that, but something. I don't know. I don't know how the hell to make a perfect crease here. Is there like a... There's like a curve tool probably that I can use, but it doesn't... Those are usually shit. Okay, that sank too deep. What is this now? The body. Crease. Would be too dumb if I did shapes like this. What's a bottom divided like again? Just one long crease here. It looks like a basketball, but because here I'm gonna do like a slightly curvy line there. That's kind of where I'm headed, but I'm not loving it. Should I subdivide even more? Again, if I inflate this a little bit, this sort of creases are gonna ideally look better, but I don't know if I want to inflate it that much. But here it was looking too thin anyway after the creases, so I'm going to have to inflate it at some point. I'm sorry I'm not looking at the chat a lot of the time, because I'm searching for references of actual tortoises. I don't even know why, because I'm not respecting anything that I'm finding. Should I here maybe smaller? I can make like I don't know if I should already just increase the intensity, but that's too much. But something so I can do it just once, because I don't go. It's really hard to draw the same line twice. I feel like this should be curvier. Okay, I'm gonna make like a small one here. Poly painting this is going to be more interesting. I feel like it's what's really going to bring this to life. If I do it remotely right. If I do it in this resolution and then up, is that better? I don't even know if that was the right placement anyway, but I don't know if I should retrace him. I can always correct some thingies. Make this a bit more curvy. Not everything has to be a straight line. A lot of things precisely don't have to be. I'm not loving it, but I don't want to split this in parts and in blacks like the upper side. I don't want to retrace this, but it might be worth it. Again, if the pinch brush was better, I could tighten these creases. But the pinch brush here kinda sucks. I don't know why the actual Sculptress one is so much better. Is this the highest definition that I have? I don't know what material can I use that's not red. It really helps me visualize the shapes in a better way. The red wax is like the standard, but red is like hard to compress, and it generates a lot of bullshit frames on the stream. That on the low bitrate, but I mean, I can't help that. I should maybe inflate it a little bit. Where is deformation? Inflate. Can I smooth? If I polish by features, is it gonna smooth out? The creases too much? Is that too much? How thick was that when we started? It was pretty thin. I kinda like it that way, but maybe not that inflated. What does inflate balloon do? Inflate balloon maybe doesn't make it that thicker, but it already gets the result that I want. To pull together this sort of joints. To close them shut. Inflate this the same, but Jesus. Inflate, is that too much? Can I revert this inflation if I wanted to? No, it gets weird. kind of wanted it to be thinner here. Maybe I can adjust it later. This I want to be curvier. Of course, there's no wrong or right or anything, this kind of thing. It's even a fantasy character, but you know, things have to be balanced, things have to be cohesive, coherent. It's still a fucking basketball to me, but, well, you know. If you... What did I do? I was trying to go here. Then you know, when you give all of this its texture, why is this not working? Is no, our brush is simply not working now? Oh, because I'm painting with white on white. Obviously it's not gonna be white, but once I give like the whole thing some shading, it's gonna be different. Hopefully. Wow, that's bleeding through the top. Let's fix this. This is very Ninja Turtle. After all, it's the only kind of turtle I've ever done before. I did Michelangelo like in my first daily challenge back in 2015. I don't know what I'm gonna do this year, no, not this year, next year with the daily challenge, if I'm going to actually try to stream anything about it. I'm probably not going to stream. By then it's gonna be April. I'm not going to be able to stream every day, because Phil is going to stream earlier when daylight saving changes again in North America. So that 1 hour of stream that I do on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Sundays, I'm probably not going to be able to do after April. So there's that, and there's also that I don't know if I would like to stream anything about the daily challenge, or some little part every day, or what exactly. I'm not sure. Have I even remeshed this? They look rough, but not like in the texture way. Isn't there some deformation to add like noise? Okay, yeah. Size, bend, skew, flatten, twist, taper, squeeze, noise. Okay, not exactly what I had in mind, but that gives it a bit of a texture. What does it look like combined with the already textured ones? Maybe it is a thing I could do to give it some detail. This looks so artificial to me. This looks, well, again, maybe after I texture it a bit it might look better, but it's looking very almost procedural, I want to say. This is so fucking strange to me. So weird that I'd never made a tortoise. I would love to finish it today, or at least finish the sculpting and go for the poly painting tomorrow. But I only have around an hour now, so it's not gonna happen. I also thought at some point like adding some kind of like crystals or something coming out of a either like the spine or from all of the plaques in the shell, or from this part in between, or from somewhere. But I don't know if that would change the entire aesthetic of the whole thing. I feel like it would be too much for the sake of giving it some character and it not being just an animal with a medallion that's probably not even gonna be there. The medallion is just a sort of placeholder thing right now. Should I add noise to this too? What will that accomplish? Again, I don't know if that's something I could do with the texture on the actual texturing part of the show. That's way too much, but I'm trying to figure out what to do with this sort of scales. I want to give them like a little texture, especially this kind of line. I don't know if I should do something about the edges. I don't know about the grain, the noise. But that's very low. Not smooth. Noise. If on top of that I did the crumple thing, what would it look like? I should probably do it first. I don't want to overdo it either. I feel like it's a great tool to break a little bit these lines and these very straight edges. I don't want to overdo it either, and I'm known for overdoing this kind of crumpling. I'm not known for anything, but it's just a figure of speech. Just to clarify. It's the kind of thing that I will overdo. I feel like it's a great tool, again, to make things more irregular, more organic looking. Less perfect straight lines. If I save this, I'm probably gonna save it as a different file. I wish I had saved these before the creasing, the crumpling, what the fuck is it called? I already forgot. A friend told me she might drop by today. I don't know if he forgot or he's busy or what the hell. Obviously he has no obligation, but he said he might. So I wonder if he's forgotten or something. Should I have subdivided this even more? I don't want to drop him a message like to guilt trip him about not showing up. In any case, he must have seen the multiple notifications since I went offline way too many times. First by the power outage, later by the thing crashing. My vowels are all over the place at all times, but lately I feel like I've only gotten worse. I don't know why. Maybe I've only gotten more self-aware. I don't know if this is making any kind of difference or improvement. There's something to, I don't know if I could make it a little bit flatter. Is this too subdivided? Should I? Should I do this with a smaller brush? Maybe. I don't want it to cause too much garbage. I just want to break the edges a little bit for them to be less straight, less perfect. Accompanying the shapes, ideally. I wonder what I'm going to be able to do with Ergol next year. I'd like to keep working on it, but I feel like I'm going to be making characters and characters eternally, and I'm not gonna really make it happen in a while. At least I'm glad I'm finally working on it. Who knows what the next freaking year is gonna be like. Of course nobody knows, and of course it's all uncertain for everyone, but Shit. Life has gotten weirder in this part. I think here I sunk this part too much, but it kind of works. Maybe I should go back. To all of these and really make some adjustment later. Well, I'm gonna do the crumple in this last one and then see what other sort of effect I can give it. What other adjustments I can make. Again, I don't even know if that's adding much, but it's a thing I can do for the sake of making the lines less regular, less quote-unquote perfect. Symmetry isn't even on. Great, just freaking great. I don't want to flatten this too much, but I feel like they're standing out a bit too much. Probably there are parts where they should be flatter. This tip here, can I... Yeah, the tags, I haven't changed them in a while. Welcome, though. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I just put up generic tags for when I do some gaming. I haven't really done any MS-DOS games yet. I don't even know where to change the tags here or in in OBS it's easier, I think. There at least I added ZBrush. Now it's a mixture of everything. Right, I only started like a couple of weeks ago, so it's not like I know what I'm doing either. I never really changed the tags. I have always the same tags on. I only changed the title and the category or the game, but the tags I never really bothered with. I don't know if that's like a problem. I've heard that there's always people reporting you for being in the wrong category or something. That's why especially if you use like just chatting, for some reason, if you're not really chatting, people report you. I don't know if that's really a thing. Yeah, I never heard of it actually happening. I was looking for what category I should set it to when I do video editing, and a lot of the comments on Reddit said that you might get reported if you're under the wrong category. I don't know why someone would bother to do that, but it might be a thing that happens. I don't want to get reported for anything anyway. But it's really strange some people take it upon themselves to be policing sites like this. They probably turn a blind eye to a lot of things, but then they go reporting someone using the wrong category. It's really weird. I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just making this up as I go. I'm not really checking any reference or having any... Well, I did check some real shells, but I'm just doing whatever, and... Yeah, this OC is a turtle. It's basically a turtle. I was just talking about... It's a sort of a giant turtle. I was just talking about not being sure what can I do to make it more like a character and less like an animal, because if it's in a sort of a fantasy setting. But I don't want to give it like any human attributes. I don't want to give it any clothes. I don't want to give it anything. I don't know if he's even going to be wearing this medallion. The other character, the actual protagonist that I sculpted last week or 2 weeks ago, is gonna be collecting this sort of... I'm making this for a sort of animated thing, not fully animated. I'm not an animator. I'm not I'm not really an artist to begin with. But I'm making this for like a little animated thingy. And the other character is a sort of goblin that's going to be collecting this kind of thing. I'm still not even set on this medallion design. It's probably going to be more like an orb. And this sort of goblin is going to be collecting this sort of orbs from different sort of magic animals in the forest. You follow my Insta? I posted some update, yeah, when I haven't been updating my Instagram a lot, but I think I did post something there. When I just started, I was excited that I was finally starting to work on this character. It has like a... Right. It's this guy. It has like a mushroom, uh, like a red cap kind of thing. He's the protagonist of the thing, and he's gonna be like collecting these orbs. From the other characters. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking with the MS-DOS thing. I might play some games like some old games. I always meant to focus on sort of retro gaming. That's why the MS-DOS DOS comes from. But I haven't really played any of those yet. Oh, it did work before. Oh, it's because it's the capital S, the first S. The first S has to be... It has to be all capitals, I think. I don't know what to do with this sort of edge here. That noise I don't like. How about in these blocks? Where is it? I don't really like it. I feel like I could add that in the texturing part. It doesn't need to be part of a sculpt, I think. Crumple again. That's too much. I don't know if I could do some crumpling in the edges just to break the straight lines a little bit. That's barely visible. Does it make a difference? Well, I think it's better if I apply it really on the edge. Why doesn't it show here? Oof. I don't know if the image got weird. Is the stream still good? Cause in my monitor it got weird. Oh. I think it's just my HDMI splitter that's being weird. Lucky it's not affecting the stream. Anyway, I should apply some of these here, just so this won't be so flat. Stream Elements is supposed to say that like every half hour, and it hasn't said it all day. Now it's been like an hour 10 since the beginning of the stream. I don't know why. It's just a test anyway. I'd like to make some proper timed messages. That was just a little test. It's not even working apparently. I just got started, like in the last days of November I started streaming. I'm not even sure when exactly. So I'm only experimenting a little bit with the overlays and the whole thing. Oof, that was rough. No, don't overdo it. I don't really know if this adds something, but at least the shapes don't look so flat. And these lines don't look so straight. Did I do all of them? No, not this ones. This is very slow. Seems appropriate for a turtle, but I feel like I'm not making any progress. I thought of perhaps I don't necessarily want to add any alphas to this. It would be easier to just stamp some alphas in there, but I just want to hand make all the detail here. I want to do something like that on this sort of edge scales, plaques, whatever they're called. I haven't done much research at all. When I did the mushroom, I ended up winging it too, and only in the last minute I looked up the actual proper parts of the mushroom. Anyway, it's a fantasy character. It's not. I'm not going for realism necessarily, but it has to make sense. At least to me, it has to be a combination of what I want to do, based on my limitations as well, and sort of resembling what it should be. What it's supposed to be. I keep telling myself it's gonna look better when I do the poly painting, but I don't know if that's really gonna happen, or if that's how it's gonna work. More crumpling. Let's crumple is symmetry on. I don't want to find. Oh. I keep forgetting, but I want to make like some sort of reel to show people. The other day I got raided and there was... I feel like... I hate it when you raid someone and they suddenly start some kind of clip show. Especially when it's like a gamer streamer. Why are they gonna show you... I mean, they want to show you their better moments and their greatest hits or whatever, but it's like they're interrupting the live thing to show you a pre-recorded thing when you come to see them live. But in my case, I feel like I should put together some clips showing other 3D sculptures that I've made, because people walk in on me doing this and it's really hard to tell what the hell I'm doing or what I'm capable of doing. So I think in my case it might work to put together some clips, some kind of reel. But I've been doing other stuff and I keep forgetting. I don't want to deform them too much, I just want to give them like a little texture before. I want to break the symmetry a little bit with the central ones. Should I increase the intensity? Why is it not making much of a dent in here? Is there... what? A long way to go. I should increase just the size. I should make a little reel again of my... well, maybe with just some renders, some turntable animations, but a little something to show what I do. Because it's sort of hard to tell from what I might be doing at the time. Not that I'm great anyway, but I mean, it's... again, this is just a sort of a hobby. Was symmetry off? God damn it. When did I turn off symmetry? Jesus. Well, it's not gonna look great anyway. That too much, too little, too whatever. We may never know. I never remember the size of brush that I used before. I should use the same for the same kind of detail. I'm like way too casual about this. I don't really like freehanding or eyeballing anything, and I end up doing it all the time. But I feel like this is going to look unnatural if I did like an alpha and I just stamped it around. It's going to look too uniform. But maybe it needs to be more uniform. I really like turtles too. It's strange that I never sculpted one. And I'm sort of inventing this here. I'm making it up as I go. Because this is not accurate to anything. This freaking plaques here look still too artificial. Adding noise does nothing to it. Certainly not if I add too much. But even if I add a little. Yeah, I guess I am. I don't feel like I'm making much progress, but yeah. It doesn't feel like a lot of progress when I'm just detailing things. It feels like more progress when I'm building entire parts that weren't there before. Not really. It doesn't need to be, because it's not like I'm going to rig it for like a game or something. I'm going to just make a straight sculpture. I'm going to do some poly painting and texturing, and from there I'm gonna take it to Keyshot for the rendering. And I'm not really, it's not really a 3D animated thing. It's a kind of a hybrid. I'm going to rig into the renders, and I'm going to animate those, because it's like what I can do right now. If I was going to do real 3D animation, I might try to optimize it more for that, but for what I do, it's just basically this with more detail, and that's pretty much it. I will sort of poly paint it. This looks so strange and at the same time sort of familiar. I've had tortoises before, and this is very much what they look like, and especially I try to get the posture sort of right, the basic shapes. Anything else is sort of made up and not really accurate to anything, but I like this sort of posture of the arms with the shoulders kind of pointing forward and the forearms sort of sticking out. These freaking things still feels too long, but I can't split it or anything. Could I? No, I'm not gonna go back to that, but it still feels very straight here, this line. The crumpling did nothing to this line. Well, that is not what I wanted either, but make it less straight, less a straight line. Same with this. Should I apply it from in this direction? Probably some professional 3D artists saw me. They would laugh. But I don't know. I am doing a lot of things kind of the dumb way, but it is what it is. It's what I can do. Why does it look like it's floating so much? The bottom looks dumb, but it's not gonna be that visible anyway. I don't know if I should give this brim some kind of detail. No, it probably should be smooth. I can give it some detail with the texturing or with the painting. Okay. Thank you for watching. I wasn't even... Most of the time I don't even know what to say or how to welcome people. I was raised by wolves. But thank you very much for coming, for talking to me, for watching. I'm doing this every other day. I'm streaming every day, but I'm not sculpting every day. I'm streaming every day right now, but only sculpting on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays and Saturdays. don't know if I should inflate the under, the lower sort of surface. If I inflate it a little bit, will it engulf the other parts better? I don't want it to stick out here, so maybe I could deflate it here with a brush. Inflate. Where the hell are you? Inflate. Maybe I could just soften this edge here. And all over the edge. Is symmetry on? Yes. Again, I keep thinking it's gonna look better when I poly paint it. What time is it? I'm not even paying a lot of attention. I don't know if I should work on the palette sort of more. The eye socket is very deep, but that's not a problem. The palette should go up. We're not gonna see a lot inside of the mouth, probably. Does that modify the eye socket in any way? I should mask it out. For the just in case. Did that... oh, that's a problem. It masks parts that you don't intend to sometimes. Okay. Maybe I should preserve this edge as well. I don't want to deform any of this. Wow. I had another weird screen glitch, but I think that's only happening on my end and not affecting the stream. Well, I don't know how cavernous should the palette be, but it shouldn't be as shallow as I had left it. That's for sure. Did that modify anything that I didn't intend to touch? I think not, but anyway, this is far from finished. I've been focusing on the shell for now. I've only been sort of blocking out the other shapes. Nothing is final here yet. What do the actual legs look like? I want to give it some nails, but I mean, I've done dinosaurs before. How hard can this be? This guy shouldn't be that different, right? Is this too wide for... yeah, it's absolutely too wide for the leg, for the foot, for the thing. It's like a weird angle, and it's hard for me to really sort of visualize it. I feel like it has to be a little flat here in the front. I want to do the nails, but where am I even going to place them if I'm not really happy with the face, with the feet? Are these two sort of rotated inwards? It's kind of what I wanted posture-wise, but why is perspective off? It should be a bit more curvy. There's just something that I hate so much about these sort of scales here. They're too long, they're too... I don't know if the solution would be to bring these further up, out, and down. To make a smaller gap here, but it's... I don't know, they still feel This already feels pretty wide up here. I don't know what I can make it, what I can do to make it look like the magic tortoise that it is. Well, not that I don't know, I have a bunch of ideas, but it's kind of early to try out anything. I thought of giving it like some sort of crystals thing here on top of the shell, but at the same time I don't want to do anything too weird that's going to set the tone for all the animals to be weird. I pretty much envision it as just a tortoise, a giant one that talks. I don't know if this is going to look better with an actual assigned material, but well, let's worry about that later. Is there anything that's not subdivided that I can... Should I make any... I should probably make just one nail and just clone it around. Out of a sphere, probably. Is this really triangles? It's really weird because I didn't think ZBrush favored triangles. I thought it's more into squares. That's a very long nail. I don't know how curvy should it be. Oh my god. Yeah, they don't have to be too curved, I guess, but I don't want them to be too straight either. Let's polish the other way. The other day I just went on a very weird tangent just because of a word polish. I have to find it on the on the VOD and mute it. Well, the VOD here is going to disappear, but the VOD in I uploaded it to YouTube. I don't want that in the VOD. Why is it like sunken in here? God damn it. Will you freaking cooperate? I see things moving sometimes and I don't know what it is. Things on Twitch and it's just the alert or someone else going live. Why is actual Pixelogic streaming in the category of talk show and podcasts? Is that what they're doing? I shouldn't check it out mid-stream, but I have to.
So that moves into the base of being more in alignment with what...
Well, it's someone making an amazing sculpture, but why are they doing it under the category of show and podcasts and not art? That's very strange. I didn't realize before. Do they always do that? Pixelogic? I used to watch a lot of Pixelogic streams, especially on YouTube more than here. It was just the exact same. But I don't know, a lot of the artists are kind of freaking toxic. One guy that I used to watch that takes pride in having a school of characters or design or whatever. Sometimes he shows the work of his students, his actual paying students, paying customer students. And he sort of roasts them. He's kind of an asshole about them. Because, well, people in the comments will say something unkind, and he will, instead of being more diplomatic, he will just sort of double down and join the roast of his own fucking students. It's your students, dude. If they're doing a bad job, guess whose fault it is? There's very few guys over at the actual Pixelogic streams that I still like. Is that too big / long / something? I might copy that and hide that so I can keep it in place. I don't know, but I'd be supremely disappointed if the guy I pay money for to learn from his seminars and his pretentious bullshit fucking roasted me to his viewers on a fucking Pixelogic stream. And then this other guy that went on a weird tangent rant once about how Fiverr and those sites like that have ruined freelancing because some nobody in a shithole country is gonna do something for $5 when he would do it for 500. And it's like, yeah, well, you are the Mr. Professional Man and everything, but could you be a little bit less disgusting about it? Less out of touch? He ended up at least conceding that, well, yeah, those guys can't charge that much because the value of the almighty dollar in their countries is probably already much different and whatnot, and he ended up conceding that, well, yeah, their quality of life probably isn't as great. But the way he started was so out of touch and so gross. It's so unnecessary. I mean, you're sculpting a fucking cartoon character. Why do you even have to brag about charging $500 for what some nobodies will do for 5? He was complaining, but he was bragging too. And the few guys that actually like rarely stream anymore. At least on Pixelogic. On the Pixelogic channel. Is Pixelogic even a thing anymore now that Maxon bought frigging ZBrush? Have they even kept the brand? I mean, I know they have like on social media, but the actual product is still even Pixelogic at all. That felt like such an end of an era. I know nothing about Maxon, but I feel like that acquisition was not the happiest moment for something that has become such a wonderful standard in the industry. Well, I guess Cinema 4D in some capacity is a standard in the industry as well, but I've never used it. I have no love for it. But I don't know how this is going to happen when I have to do the scales here. That's going to be hard. Especially the already bleak realism that I'm going for. It's gonna be even more shit. I should do this with scales and not like this, but I'm just sort of trying it. What time is it? Wow, I really don't have much more time left. I thought it was earlier. Really, time flies when I'm struggling with a fucking made up turtle. That's not how the nails are sort of placed. I wish I did. I wish I finally made some progress with the actual texturing of the skin. I feel like that's going to be a big deal, especially when I have to make the scales that I have to make. I feel like that is the one thing that I shouldn't half-ass, but that's not where the nails come out of, or where they really stick out of the tip of the toe of the foot of the thing. These are not even placed correctly, but these look very wrong. I don't know how to make them Is that more accurate? They look weirdly deformed, but I mean, what is even accurate in a fantasy turtle? But they look weirdly bent, and they are. Maybe I can deform them somehow. Why is that affecting the, like, towards the center instead of... That's really weird to apply that thing. Okay, let's save again. Let's freaking go back to the first one. 'Cause I'm really applying this weird. Let's go back to this one, let's make it smaller. Let's make it flatter. Not like that really, but the freaking pinch brush doesn't really do what you want it to do. It bends the shapes in a weird direction. Okay, but that could kind of work. Polish again, no comments this time. It's so insane what I ended up ranting about the other day. They should come out more like here. Oh, I never know what the fuck is that thing for. I always misclick that. I should duplicate this. Go back to the previous one. Undo. Everything. Keep it there as a base that I can go back to. Again, that's the kind of thing that I hate eyeballing, but god damn it, no. But what else am I gonna do? It's the one way to make it look somewhat organic. The freaking dog is barking like there's no tomorrow. At least the phone stopped ringing. What time is it? Wow, it's already kind of quitting time for today. Almost. I don't know at what point I copied these in a very wrong direction. Again, the very bad eyeballing. I don't understand why they're not all on the same sort of level. This one's even rotated weird. This one too. I guess in a way it works because it's like rotated outwards. Anyway, it's almost quitting time. I can't find anything. I think these are at least slightly better than what I did before, the first attempt. They're a little bit more organic. I don't feel like I've done a lot of progress, but well, what you gonna do? It is what it is. I hate that. Why I keep saying that? Jesus. Well, I was supposed to do like a take a screenshot. Is that it? Yeah. Did I capture the bottom in this one? Only the top? Let's just do one. I'm getting lazier, but what? Oh my god. Anyway. Okay, that's really it for today. I'll be back tomorrow with just an hour of gaming and on Friday back for more gaming and stream and sculpting. I'm hearing myself and it's breaking my brain. That's it. We'll keep working on this guy on Friday. That's all about him for now. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Morlur. I will mispronounce it. For watching. Thank you for lurking. Anyone out there? I'll be back tomorrow at the same time-ish. Again for just some more Tomb Raider.